Are there different types of cost segregation studies? For example, engineering, limited scope, statistical sampling, square foot allocations. Not all cost segregation studies are created equal. Some dive deep into the details, while others take a more high-level approach. Let's explore the different types available and what sets them apart. Cost segregation studies generally fall into a few categories, each differing in depth, methodology, and the level of precision. First, a full engineering-based study. This is considered the gold standard. A team of qualified professionals, often engineers, with tax expertise, examines the property in detail. They review blueprints, invoices, and construction documents, and may conduct a site visit. The result is a highly accurate allocation, well supported by documentation, which aligns closely with IRS guidelines. Engineering-based studies are the most time-intensive, but typically yield the most robust and defensible results. The second type is a limited scope, or an abbreviated study, sometimes referred to as a cost seg light. This approach, these studies may rely on these less detailed documentation or limited sampling of the property's components. While faster and cheaper than a full engineering study, they might not uncover all potential tax savings that can be harder to defend if audited, as they don't offer such a thorough breakdown. The third method is statistical sampling, or modeling. In some cases, practitioners will use statistical or modeling techniques to estimate allocations without examining every component. For example, they might review a sample of units in a multifamily property, like an apartment complex, and extrapolate the findings to the entire building. While this can reduce the time and cost, it may introduce some margin of error. It does require proper sampling techniques to remain credible. Number 4 is a square foot or rule of thumb allocation. These methods are standardized benchmarks, like a cost per square foot. Based on property type, region, or industry averages, they are the quickest and the least expensive approach, but also the least precise. So without a detailed component breakdown, these methods often leave tax savings on the table, and they can be less defensible in an audit. The best type of study depends on factors like your property size, the complexity, and your tolerance for audit risk. Large, complex, or unique properties often warrant a full engineering-based study for maximum detail and credibility. Smaller or simpler investments might justify a limited or sampling-based approach, though this can mean foregoing some tax benefits. Engineered Tax Services is a licensed engineering firm. We offer the most detailed and defensible study on the market. It's important to understand what you're getting when you are engaging a provider, because pricing doesn't always dictate the end result. Our studies guarantee the highest benefit possible for your property. Which type of cost segregation study fits your property and your budget? Let's discuss your options and find the right balance between thoroughness, cost, and potential tax savings.